1970, we sure we did the forefront. Knowledge for selfish, for sure we did the work. Auditorium to basement of all faculty of law. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. We work hard and we shine, commitment, dedication. Neurosurgery, comedy, music, Nollywood. SOTK, Dr. Call, MC Casino. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. Great UNIBEN, great UNIBEN, great UNIBEN, great UNIBEN. Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of the UNIBEN Alumni Series, and on today's episode we have a former student leader. Was the clerk of the Supreme Parliament of the Student Union Government as a student. Was the chief whip. Beg your pardon. He was the chief whip of the Supreme Parliament. He also played politics in his faculty and his department before going over to the Student Union Parliament. Today, he is the Group Chief Executive Officer of Green Lunar Nigeria Limited, a conglomerate which is into technology, media, construction, agriculture, and so on. We used to call him a comrade then. I don't know if he's still a comrade. Now he's comrade Olaniyi Odina. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Kaka, and it's a great pleasure being here with you.
Are you still a comrade, sir? Are you still a comrade?
It depends on the context. We have decamped from that ecosystem. We are now with the oppressors. We are now with the oppressors.
Okay, thank you. You have 2 degrees actually from the institution, if I'm correct. I think a diploma in law and a Bachelor of Arts in English and Literature.
My degrees from the institution.
Yes, I just wanted to clarify that.
I have a diploma in law from University of Benin.
Yes.
I have a BA English and Literature from University of Benin.
Yeah.
And I almost had a master's.
Okay. Yes.
I still tell people my master's is almost,
Okay. Let's start. Why the University of Benin? You're a proud son of the Southwest. You are a Nigerian also, but why UNIBEN? There are other institutions that you could have gone to, but why did you choose the institution, the University of Benin?
Okay, I'm the son of a soldier, right? My dad was in the army, and he served more than 80% of his active service in the South, majorly Warri and Port Harcourt. Okay. So the South has been home. In fact, I was born, buttered, nurtured in the army barracks in Ilele. Ilele is a small community before Port Harcourt in Rivers State.
Yeah.
So from Ilele, we went to Bori Camp. From Bori Camp in Port Harcourt town now, we went to the barrack in Warri. From the barrack in Warri back to Bori Camp. So I am as Niger Deltan as any other person.
Okay.
Yeah. So of course, after I finished from Command Secondary School at Bakaliki, there were only 2 options: either I school in Rivers State or I school somewhere close to Delta. So I tried Rivers State University of Science and Technology. I didn't gain admission. I tried University of Benin at some point. My first jam to University of Benin, I tried it. The jam score was 233. The second jam score, the post-UME score was 49 or something. I was not admitted. Then I did jam the next year. As I was doing that, I applied for diploma in law, right? So as I was doing that, I was doing my diploma in law. And so the next year I did jam with some better experience. I scored 222 in the jam. Then I scored 69 in the post-UME. So that was how I came to University of Benin. And since then, it has been from glory to glory.
Yes. You have a diploma in law. I believe you wanted to continue in that path, but you found yourself in English and literature, or
yes, how I found myself in English and literature is a very funny story. You know,
okay.
Like I said, my second jam, I scored 223, right? Then in post-UME, I scored 69.
Okay. No.
Then I was not admitted at all. 69, not admitted. Of course, a lot of people got disturbed. People started making calls and all of those. And we met with somebody who met with the system. And the system now said, okay, there are only two options available, either English or ISD. And I was like, anyone you could give to me, I will take.
Okay.
After a few 3-4 days, I was told, yeah, go and check your portal, you have been admitted. I was admitted to study English, but my score was reduced from 69 to 62. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's a very surprising story. Yeah. So when I went back to complain that, sir, thank you, they've given me admission, but I observed that my score was reduced. And the person said, which one do you want? Do you want admission or you want your score? That because we have the capacity to give you back your score and take our admission.
That's
so. So, but we thank God, we are where we are today. You know, thank God.
Okay, let's talk about your involvement in student politics. I think right from the very onset, when you got into the faculty, you were involved in departmental politics. Then you moved to faculty before going to the SUG. What inspired this move? What made you to go into student activism, student politics?
Okay. What actually led me to student movement, student politicking, was an activism, was the fact that I observed that I had some oratory skills. I observed that I can also write very well, but I observed that I was always timid, right? People who knew me earlier will know that I'm that guy that will tell everybody and give everybody the strategy to use, but I could not come out to talk for myself. You understand? But as I came into the system, and I now said that, so I went to the student union to break free from that bondage of knowing what to say, knowing how to say it, but being too scared to say it. So that was why I joined the students union, to break the developmental politics, to break free from that. Of course, from my diploma days, we did some politics where I was involved with the class final year week and all of those things. You know, very politics is politics, no matter how small it is. You know, so I later grew when I got admission to English. So then I was in diploma 200, in English 100. So some people gained admission at that time, abandoned the diploma program, but I said, no, I can't abandon the diploma program. I've invested so much time and resources into this program, so I can't abandon it at this point. So I was in diploma 200, I was in English 100. So as of that time, I really didn't get involved with the politics of English department. We just let them do what they needed to do. By the time I finished from diploma, I had some spare time in my hands. We now came back and we hijacked the political structure in the department and in the faculty, and the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah, some of these lessons that you learned from holding these several positions and getting involved generally in student politics, how has these rules prepared you for your current leadership position? You are the chairman, you are the CEO, the group CEO of a conglomerate. You deal with human and material resources. How has these rules prepared you for your current leadership position?
You see, like I said earlier, I'm from a military background and also a business background, right? So I was already prepared for some of these things right from home. But when I came into the university, it helped to shape what we were doing, right? I learned a lot of things from the University of Benin. I learned that intimidation is part of the game, right? I learned that there is no shortcut to success, but you must work hard, right? And no matter how no matter how connected you are, no matter how influential you are within and outside the system, you still need a measure of hard work, serious hard work to get things done. So basically, one of the basic things I know from University of Benin is perseverance. If you go and check the history of University of Benin, right, the time I was chief whip, in the recent history up until that time, that was the first time I would become a principal officer of the Supreme Parliament. That had never happened. People were saying it's not possible. How do you say you want to become chief whip as a first timer? It's not possible. And I told them, see, look, I know my strategies and they are going to work. And it worked. Also, go and check. Most of the elections I've ever been involved with, even both on campus and even outside when I went for NYSC, I always win with 1 vote. Because I always contest from the disadvantaged position. So I always tell people that, see, look, if I'm involved in this election, then I will win, even if it's 1 vote. You know, so that is part of things that I learned from University of Benin, that you only lose when you don't try. Anytime you don't ask is 100% zero. When you try, you always win. And I make bold to say that before I abandoned politics completely, I never lost an election. If I stood an election, I was going to win that election, way and manner, by 1 vote. You know, so University of Benin prepared me. And you see, in business, it's also like that. Every business you are doing, you don't have certainties. There are no guarantees. But since I know that I will win because of the experience from University of Benin, it prepared me for what we are doing today, you know, where everybody wants to pull you down. Everybody wants to cheat you. Everybody wants to put you out of business. But if you remember, like I always tell people, if you know my background in what I've gone through in the University of Benin, you will not even be saying some of these things you are saying to me. Anywhere that I go to, I always fly the purple flag with my full chest, you know. So basically, I'm very grateful.
Okay, let's talk about your emergence as chief whip. You just highlighted some parts, emerging as a first timer. You became a principal officer of the parliament, and for those of us then in student politics, we have this saying that it is easier to win an executive position than a parliamentary position because of all the politicking involved. I think for the executive position, you just have to be popular most times to win. But for the parliamentary, that's not the case. You need to align and realign. You need to give and take as well. So tell us about the strategy, how you emerge as chief whip, as a first timer.
Okay. First, parliamentary election is what we call a Ogboni election, because everybody who is voting is a politician. It's not a place where you can just go and put on propaganda and the everyday University of Benin student vote for you. So I understood this from the very start, right? So what we did, the strategy we deployed was very simple. I'm going to the parliament. I'm having disadvantage of being a first timer. What we did was simple. The strategy we used was simple. We ensured that my faculty for the year before my year, my faculty had just 3 people in parliament.
Your faculty as a whole?
Yes, I had just 3 people in parliament. But the year I was contesting, we had 19. So, like I said earlier, it's about hard work. It was not a cop. It was not. So we built the structure from the very beginning, ensuring that the faculty. In fact, my department had 6 people in parliament that year. So we built the structure from the very foundation in such a way that we are sure that, okay, we have a good number of parliamentarians that we can call our own. And of course, we also bought forms for a lot of parliamentarians in other faculties, people that I had allegiances with outside the University of Benin. Some people from my secondary school were bought forms, so it doesn't matter your faculty, it doesn't matter where you are, I will buy forms for you, ensure you are cleared. You know, people that I've known outside university, we encourage a lot of them, we purchased their forms, processed it, and they were cleared. So at some point, there were 3 of us contesting that election. There was somebody from the Southeast, there was another Yoruba guy on the race. So the leadership of Yosan met and asked him to step down for the boy. For the other, and I said no.
So Yosan is what, please?
Yoruba Student Association.
Okay.
The character of the 5 Yoruba states.
Okay.
I said, see, look, I have 19 parliamentarians, me inclusive. This man is it management sciences or wherever he's from? He has just 5. that where on the scale of things in this world, in the game of numbers, will 19 be asked to step down for 5? And I told them, I said, even in that is 5, I have 2 that I bought forms for, which I won't mention their names. You understand? So asking me to step down for him is not practicable. I went into the election because we had the backing of course, since my paraport didn't adopt me, the Benin group on campus adopted me. You understand? For some strange reasons, the Benin guys on campus said, okay, this one is like, we like him. He's just like us. So the Benin group on campus adopted me, of course. So I had my 19 in my faculty. The guys I bought forms from across faculties. And I also had the backing of the Benin group, which was a good majority. You know, so that was how we were able to emerge in that election. And we emerged by 5 votes, right? I won the election by just 5 votes. And I bought forms for 3 people in social sciences. Basically, that was how we were able to emerge. And from then, it has been from glory to glory.
Okay. Let's talk about some moments you had in school. What are some of your most memorable experiences as a student of UNIBEN, getting a diploma and a Bachelor of Arts degree? What are those experiences you can easily recall that you look back at and you smile, especially? Then later on, the second leg of the question is your master's degree. I would like to hear what happened because it was quite controversial at that point.
Very.
Yes, this is our institution where we need to adjust. We'll definitely adjust. We'll ensure that those in authorities get to hear and ensure that other people do not pass through such unnecessary and wicked acts, I would say.
Okay, so first, I was a very triangular student with almost no social life, right? It was politics, business, and a little bit of academics. Because I had this belief that I can't fail an exam. It does not matter how the exam is. Is it not to go and write English and write big grammar and full the OC? I will write it. I will speak the English. I will pass. So it was, you know, I was both a student politician and a businessman. I ran a lot of business on campus. I ran a business, this photocopy business. I ran at some point. I ran a gaming center behind campus at on that Wasota area, close to the barracks I was staying. You know, I did quite a number of businesses that they all failed ridiculously because I was just using them as a learning curve, actually, you know. So I was a very triangular student, no social life, no girlfriend, just that boy who only knows how to win an election but doesn't know how to toast a woman. You know, yeah, I was that boy. Then also my business too, I was trying to, but so my most memorable experiences was when we had to win elections, right? When we had to pursue candidates and they win elections, when we campaign as if our lives depended on the campaign, when we marshaled out strategies and our candidates, sometimes our candidates won and sometimes our candidates lost elections, but that was basically it, you know. Then for the master's question you asked, you see, I am not so much of a believer in religious mythologies. I'm not so much a believer in religion, but a lot of things have happened to me in my journey towards life that I say this is the finger of God. Right now, how did I even come back for a master's program in the first place? I did my youth service in Ebonyi State. Surprisingly, I did my youth service in the same secondary school I attended.
Yeah.
So it was during that period, in Command Secondary School at Abakaliki, it was during that period that President Jonathan set up universities, one university per geographical region or something. Luckily, the Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Alike, who was former Vice Chancellor of University of Lagos, Professor Ibida Kobe, is my kinsman. He's a fellow Ijesha man. Of course, you know, there is this tension amongst parents when your child is finishing school, where will he work? You have made a lot of effort. So my dad, God rest his soul, was trying to see how we can get something immediately after this thing. So somebody talked to somebody introduced me to one very high chief in our area, introduced me to Chief Ibuda Kobe. And Professor Ibuda Kobe, sorry, and Professor Ibuda Kobe told them to tell me that I should go and get a master's. And because he will not want to give me a non-academic job. If I get a master's and I'm in the academics, it's easier for me to move to any other university subsequently.
Okay.
So that was why I ran back to University of Benin to do a master's. Like I said, I'm not the guy that read book. I'm the guy that just believes that it's enough 50 to pass, we'll get 50 and we'll move ahead. But I was told that for masters, for you to be able to proceed to PhD, you need a minimum of B parallel or 60 and above.
60, yeah.
So I now saw that as a challenge that I must read as much as possible. So I can say I make both so that for the first time in my life, from primary through secondary, the only time I can say that I really read to pass an exam was for my master's. The master I didn't get. You see the irony? The other days or the other exams that I would just wake up 2 days of the exam, pick up the handout, read 1 or 2 to enter the exam hall. I passed, I did very well. But the master that I said, oh, this master's, I must read well to get a PhD grade so I can go to PhD directly, that's the degree I did not get. So when we did the master, when we were doing the masters, I don't know if it is proper for me to mention the man's name. I would not want to glorify him by mentioning his name.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes, because I still, in as much as I believe that God used him to help us to get to where we are today, because if I had gotten that master's, maybe I would have been in Dufalike Eko today as a lecturer, and maybe by now I'll be doing ASU Solidarity and be collecting 200,000, whatever they are paying lecturers today. Okay. So I still have that experience. I will not want to encourage such acts. So of course, when the master started, I was always reading, being night class, morning to night, a lot of things. Finally, there was this professor in English. He's plainly mischievous. You know, he's that guy that the entire university knows is a clearly a mischievous character. He came and said he wants to be my friend. I like the way I write. He likes the way I talk. He wants us to become friends, blah, 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 blah. We became, but people were wondering that this man that is saying he wants to become your friend. Traditionally, his friends fail in course. So if this man becomes your friend, know that you are going to fail in course. It doesn't matter whether you pass the course or not. I said, no. I said, this man is teaching prose. It's not possible for me to fail a prose course. It's not. If you say I fail a course in language, maybe syntax, phonetics, whatever it is, that's understandable. But I can't fail a prose course. That's why I had no fear. I had nothing to fear. Of course, on the day they released our result, we did 7 courses, right? I got 5 Bs, 1 C, 1 F. Guess what? The C and the F were in the courses this character took. That day in Dr. Professor Mr. Okolocha's office, I cried like a baby. You know, I just broke down and the woman was like, she brought out a handkerchief, said, please don't cry. And what is the issue? I said, no, it's not possible for me to have failed. Is it prose, whatever? It's not possible. It's not. Immediately, I went to the man's office. A lot of people were, and I think the next day, and I called him. Immediately, I called him. I said, Prof, they said that you said I failed prose, whatever prose. I said, no, it's not possible for me to have failed that course. I said, because you told us that attendance is 10%. I didn't miss your class. Right? You told us that the presentation we did will serve as 20% of continuous assessment. I did the presentation for my group. And after I finished the presentation for my group, you said that my group did the best, had the best presentation. What that means is that let's even assume that the best presentation is 10 over 20. What that means is that I already had 10 from attendance, 10 from presentation, so 20. Are we now saying that I could not struggle to get 30 from the exams?
No, 70.
He said, I didn't even look at it. I didn't check it. Blah, blah, blah. I said, okay. So the next day, he was in his office. I went to meet him. People in his office, about 5 people, students, lecturers, more than 5 self. I told him, I said, Prof, see. I told him, I said, Prof, I will fight you with everything under the sun. Go and ask her. I told him. I said, go and ask that you'll be humiliated on this campus. I left. So, you know, you are threatening me. I said, I'm not threatening. I'm telling you what I will do. Like, if I want to threaten you, I will meet you in public, in private. But people are here. Let them write it down. I said I will deal with you on this campus. Of course, it's a master's degree. Master's degree is not a meal ticket. So if I'm not getting the master's, I'm going to work on the for Alike because my brother is about to leave as vice chancellor. Master is of no use to me. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I'm not doing the master because I really need it. I'm doing the masters because somebody has promised me, get masters, come and get a job. But because of this one extra year you have given to me, before I finish my masters, the man would have left as vice chancellor. So technically speaking, the masters no longer meant anything to me. So I immediately picked up my pen and paper. I wrote 2 petitions to the university. First, I paid for a remark. No, there's a place where you can pay for a remark of 10,000 naira. Then I now wrote a petition. I think the petition was about 10 pages. I how many pages petition? Where I called the man's competence to question. Where I said, see, look, even the most basic NUC rule says that for you to be a lecturer, you must know how to use computer. That man doesn't know the meaning of Control-C. That I should ask him if he knows the meaning of Control-C. That's so as per NUC standards, the man who has raised the standard so high is not even qualified to be a primary school teacher because he's not computer literate. Right? I told the university in my petition that, see, look, examination is a test of both the teacher and the student. That a lecturer that more than 70% to 80% of his students fail examinations year in, year out has failed himself because it shows that he's doing something wrong. Right? That a lecturer, that a student like myself, who has gotten 5 Bs from 5 other lecturers, suddenly comes to fail your own subject, then I think I'm not the one with the issue here. There's a guy with the issues. In fact, in languages, the syntax that we did, that I'm even saying I'm not strong at, I scored 69 in syntax. You get it? So how would I now score 42 in prose? I just told them something. I said, see, look, all I want is simple. A panel should be set up to look at my position. And of course, the script should be remarked. And when the panel met, the panel was, the university eventually set up a panel. So also for the first time in recent memory of the university, instead of a teacher, instead of a lecturer dragging a student to a panel, in my case, it was the other way around. A student was dragging a very senior professor to the panel. And I told you, I said, look, the very day this man appears at that panel, and he has appeared, and I've made it, and I've put it on record that I dragged this man before this panel, I'm fine. You get?
Yeah.
So, of course, I appeared before the panel. The panel was chaired by Professor Kieme, I think in chemistry or something.
Yeah, Professor Felix. Okay, yeah.
Kieme told me something that I used till today. Till today, I still use that thing in my meetings. He asked me, he said, if you don't get this master's now, what will spoil? Till today, whenever people are coming, I just ask them, okay, if we don't do this thing now, what will spoil? You understand? So that was one great wisdom that I carry about like a pouch. That if we don't get this, if you don't do this thing now, what will spoil? And I told him that if I don't get this master's now, my brother who is VC of Funai would have left Funai and I will not get the job again. The professor was huffing and puffing that he was not going to attend the panel, he's not going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, he was forced to appear. I think he appeared for the panel twice. The panel dragged, politics came in, interest came in, a lot of, the way these things are now. It's not as easy as, of course, our people within the system too stood by us. Our people within the system stood by us till the very last. In fact, somebody who is on the panel said this is the first time he's seen that the lecturer and student is having issues, and all the lecturers they called started with the student. You get it? All the they call came and said, no, Odina cannot fail that course. It's not possible. They should go and look at it. And that's what everybody was saying. That is not possible.
Okay.
Like if you said the boy failed phonetics, we can listen. So that was how it went. After close to a year of back and forth and back, a lot of politics, a lot of negotiations, which I would not like to go into. The university sent a report that says, okay, that they've looked at the matter and I should go and rewrite the course and that they will settle the matter. You know, a kind of a political solution. A political solution was actually agreed, which I won't mention on air, which I didn't agree to. But of course, the system will always have its way. The system went ahead to implement that political solution to the crisis. Immediately they gave me the verdict that okay, I just saw the report or the verdict in the HOD's office, and that was, I just walked out of University of Benin, and that was the last time I came to University of Benin for about 4 years. Right.
What about, if I may ask, what about the remark? Did they go ahead to? There
was not till today. There's no verdict on the remark. Of course, we followed up we followed up even the remark, right? I followed it up to all the universities they took it to. We got it on from very reliable sources that the script came back passed. You understand? They were shopping for who would fail the script, but nobody was willing to fail the script. That was obvious. You understand? It was, you know, for me, right? It was not about whether the remark or whatever. It was about making the system understand that, see, look, some of us can't be pushed over. You know what I'm saying? So when they didn't bring out till today, I paid for a remark and there's no verdict. The verdict of that remark was not told to me. The only thing that was brought was the report of the panel. Like I said, I sent in 2 letters, one for remark, one asking for a panel. Till as I'm speaking with you, almost that was around 2013-14, almost 11 years after. The remark that I paid for, the university did not come and say this is the verdict of the remark or this is the money for your remark or whatever. Till today.
That's that's quite a strong one. We just hope we can do better as an institution, and especially these few bad elements that try to drag the institution backward. We just hope they can be brought under good, and the administration, especially the management team, should look into issues like this. And you have intentionally refused to mention his name, which is good. But we know that there are other people like him, of his kinds, in the institution that gave the institution bad names. But we hope, the school management can do something about it.
Yeah, we are hopeful.
Yes.
You see, the problem, right, is actually, you know, the administration of Professor Lilian Salami and Professor Edobo, who is there currently. I understand that serious efforts are being made to address such issues. I understand that today we now have, for instance, recently I heard that there were some first-class students in English that would finish from English, who graduated from English. Yeah, recently we had about 2 or 3. I always follow the news. So that tells me that some of this rascality has been brought under control to some level. You get it? I still follow the events in the faculty, I follow the events in the department. So I know that Professor Lilian Salami and Professor Edobo, they really made some strong efforts, and they are stamping the authority to ensure that such rascality is brought to the bare minimum. So we are hopeful that very soon our younger ones behind us and our children coming to the institution, they will not have to face such rascality. But again, like I said, it was God that used the man. You get, yes. You know, sorry, let me digress a bit. There was a time I tried joining the army, right? And I had the backing of everybody involved, from the chief of army staff to the secretary of the selection board, to the military secretary, everybody involved, but I did not get it. Till today, nobody can explain why I did not get it. Obviously, God didn't want me to do any of those things, either going into academics or join the military. He wanted Lunar Nigeria Limited to be born. You understand? Because if I had passed the master, I've gotten the masters, I'll be in a university somewhere, maybe assistant lecturer or whatever they call them, right? Or if I had gotten the army enlistment, I would have been maybe a captain or a major somewhere. Obviously, maybe God didn't want that for me. You understand? So, like I always tell you, my case might be different, but there are people who genuinely lost because of such
issues. Yes. We are gradually coming to the end of the interview. Lastly, as chairman of the board of trustees for Good Leadership Promotion Network, what are the initiatives or projects that you are most passionate about when it comes to this organization, and what are those?
Okay. Part of the things we have done is the SDG spelling bee competition. You know, I'm very passionate about quality education. I'm very passionate about discovery of talent. There are so many unsung heroes in our slums in Nigeria. So part of what we do and what we have done severally in Good Leadership Promotion Network is an SDG spelling bee competition, which we do in partnership with EFCC at some point, NYSC. So EFCC comes to talk to the students about why they should shun corruption, why they should shun internet fraud, why they should shun a lot of all these things. Then, of course, we've done that in several states. Then we also did a program at some point, which we called the Cast the Vote, Shun the Violence event. So that basically is an election preparation program where we encourage them, young Nigerians to go out on election day, just cast your vote and come back and all of that. But we are working on several other projects that before the end of this year that we expect to have greater and more visible impact on the Nigerian ecosystem.
Okay, thank you very much.
Before you go, I was thinking you would have asked that somebody with a background in English, how did you get into tech, construction, all of those things?
Yes, you know, before now you made mention that you have always been business inclined, and yes, Group CEO, UNIBEN has equipped you to be a manager of resources, a manager of so I believe you are discharging that knowledge and expertise you got from UNIBEN in administering these different areas as Group CEO. But if you want to throw more light on that, please go ahead.
So basically, after all of that frustration, where I could not get masters, where I could not get lecturing job, I could not get enlisted into the army for a reason not known up until today, I came to Lagos, almost defeated. But after that enlistment thing failed, you know, some of my father's friends called me and said, originally I didn't want to join the army. It is frustration that made me come and try. Now asked me, what do you want to do? I said, what I want to do with my life is to become a contractor of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. And one of them, who is very senior in the military today, said, you know what? You are our son. Whatever you want to do, we are always here to back you. So it was immediately after I failed from that army shortlisting that I came out. The very next month, I registered Lunar Nigeria Limited as a company. So since then, we have been trying to get projects from the military, which we have done so quite a number. And how I got into tech was also miraculous. You know, that is why I said UNIBEN equipped us with the capacity to talk and convince somebody. So after I opened my gym somewhere, I was looking for an access control. So there's these guys that were doing this cowrie card for Lagos BRT.
Yeah.
So I got their number. I said, these guys who can do this can do access control for my gym. So I called the number behind the card. They didn't pick. I sent them a mail. After about 3 days or so, somebody called me and said, oh, we got your mail. The COO of the company, and we got it. So after I finished speaking with the guy, you know the next thing the guy said? The guy said, "Sir, I think I like you. I think you seem to have something that we can work with us." I said, "Hi." He said, "Even above this thing you are talking of, that we believe you can bring something to us on the table." I said, "How do you mean by that?" He said, "Okay, when can you come to our office?" I got to their office. They showed me all of their tech products. They said, "How can we work together?" That is how I moved from somebody who is looking for who will deploy access control for me into the tech industry. And today, we have done so many products, from electronic medical record system to resource management software to which is this our new, to school management software, and a lot of other products. You know, so like I said, it has always been hard work, perseverance, grace, and knowing when to make the move. You know, so
and trying, especially. Yes.
Trying and failing, oh, you fail, oh.
Yes.
You
Thank
so
you
much.
very much. I really appreciate you for creating time to be part of this show today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I've been speaking with the Group Chief Executive Officer of Green Lunar Nigeria Limited, a conglomerate which is into media, tech, construction, agriculture, and power generation. Is comrade Olaniyi Odina. That's why he said it's no longer a comrade that he has decamped. He is Mr. Olaniyi Odina, one-time chief whip of the Supreme Parliament of the Student Union Government of the University of Benin. Continue to subscribe to our channel. We'll bring you more exclusive interviews with UNIBEN alumni. Bye for now. 1970, we sure we did the forefront. Knowledge for selfish, for sure we did the work. Auditorium to basement of all faculty of law.